Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Hauer from Hauer's Art Class. So I'm in my office and I'm in the process of grading some of my 6th graders' artwork. They are only with me for 9 weeks of the school year, and then I get a new group every 9 weeks. Now, with that being said, I try to make it as fun and exciting for those 9 weeks in order to kind of build up my program and to build up interest in the art room. And what I start out with is the elements of art. I just like to dip into them a little bit, but I try to make it more interesting than it is normally. When I was taught the elements of art, it was very, very boring, very stale. We learned about line, shape, form, color, value, texture, space. And then it was like we learned the definitions, we wrote them all down, and that was it. So I was trying to come up with an interesting way to teach the elements of art to my 6th graders without it being a complete snooze fest. And what I came across was the artwork of Beverly Buchanan. And I'm gonna put some pictures in now. She did a lot of sculptures that are based on old shacks, and she used cardboard, old paint. She glued the cardboard together in order to create these houses and these structures. So I thought that would be something super fun for my 6th graders to start out with, rather than them just writing down all the elements of art and it being very boring. So how we started was we would take cardboard, and I asked everyone in the school to collect cardboard for me. I stored it here in my office. It became very, very filled with cardboard and very messy. I had students cut it up into more manageable pieces, and then I had a cardboard store. In my cardboard store, I had large pieces, medium pieces, and small pieces, and in those boxes they could choose and pick out what they wanted in order to create their building. Their structure had to include all of the elements of art: line, shape, form, color, value, texture, and space. They didn't have to use form because it was a 3-dimensional piece, so it already had form. And then space, they had very easily the space in their piece. They had things going through, they had windows, they had the space around the piece. So they really only had to focus on 5 of the 7 elements: line, shape, color, value, texture. Okay, those things they only had to really focus on. I wanted to show you some of the examples that they did and some of the things that really was exciting to see. This is one girl's. Okay, she created a barn. She wanted to be able to open it up. You could see inside, you could have all of the things inside there, and then you could close it up. So it's moving, it has the color, it has texture of the hay bales. She even put little horses in there, guys. Look at this. I didn't even know she did this. Little bitty horse. I'm dying. It's so cute. So she tried to use all of the different elements of art in hers. I had them use cardboard, and then they could use the hot glue gun if they wanted to glue their pieces together. They could use construction paper, or if they wanted to paint, they could paint the cardboard also. And this was another girl. She didn't want to use cardboard. She wanted to use popsicle sticks. She did use a little piece of cardboard. Look at the door. She piled these on top of each other to create her little hut. She covered the top with purple duct tape, and then she wanted to make it look like it was a hut that was on the water. So she had dark blue and light blue to show value. She did a pretty good job. This was another person's. They made an entire lawn for theirs. They added glitter glue, which is fun, and then they added the details to the outside of the house. Here's another one. He wanted like a cannon, so I had the toilet paper tubes. A lot of them liked the popsicle sticks as well and used them for the roofs of their homes. He used tape and tape. So he did not want to use the hot glue guns, and he used tape to put all of this together. So some of these are pretty big. They're pretty sizable. So I'm excited to be able to display these and to have these in the art show also. Some of the things that were really great about this project. I was able to have them create something three-dimensional for their first project. They were able to get up, move around. They had a super fun amount of time to create these projects and to use them. They were able to use new materials in a new way. They were able to take old boxes and make them into something new, which was really exciting for me to see. I was able to take old materials. I was able to take materials I don't normally use, like popsicle sticks, construction paper, toilet paper tubes, the things that are kind of sitting and taking up space in my classroom. I was able to use them in this project in a very successful way. The students were able to use them in a successful way. And lastly, they were able to think creatively and come up with a creative solution. So we looked at Beverly Buchanan's artwork. We talked about it. We talked about how much her artwork sells for and what materials she used and how we could be successful in the same way creating structures as well. I thought it was an interesting way to kind of infuse the elements of art into our conversation, because just learning about the elements can be a little bit boring, but I think it is important to use them in our lessons in order for them to understand those principles, the elements, and what goes into making art. If you have anything that you would like to add, if you have any comments, please make sure that you're liking, subscribing. I'd love to hear from you. As always, guys, never give up, keep going.
This is literally what is happening right now.
I just stuffed him in the box forcefully.
This is so... He's gonna run into a wall or something.